Hey everyone, this is the Dude from the Dinosaur and the Dude, and we're starting a new section. This is going to be, well, not section, segment, uh, and this is going to be the first entry in it, and it's called and Another Thing. And so this is going to be extra content, ideas and thoughts, and content that pops into either of our heads, and we want to share it. So we don't know how we're going to handle this in the future, but for right now, it's all available on the podcast. So if you want to check it out and then get to know us a little bit better in the things that irk us or get our attention, or things that we just want to talk about a little bit more in depth than taking up time into the normal podcast episodes, making them longer, because we can do that without any issues. So here's the thing for this one. Mental health. That's a big, broad topic, but it's one of the things that we cover in this podcast in one way or another. And it's one of those topics, or one of those things that people have to address in some sort of way, and it varies from person to person. And I know in previous episodes, I've mentioned that I feel like everyone has some mental health issue. I also mentioned that mental health is a new thing. So I'm not going to excuse anything I've said. I just want to go ahead and add a little bit of definition to that. I think that everyone does have some mental health issue. Some way or another, they have some trauma. They have something that irks them from years past. They have something that they just do because they feel better doing it. And if discussed with the right person, it could be labeled whatever, OCD, or anything, ADHD or PTSD. A lot of things fall within the mental health. I think that it's all up to ourselves to hold ourselves accountable for those types of things. If I'm going through something and dealing with something that could be considered mental health, I have to be aware of when it is now becoming a thing that is beyond my means of coping. You know, we all have those coping mechanisms that we use or do or apply to get us through the day. Sometimes that for some people, it can be drugs. I just lump them all together. Alcohol to me is a drug. So for that could be something. Some people talk about how eating and porn or other means of distractionary tactics can be their vice or their thing, or how they cope. And I don't necessarily say any of those is a bad thing. I do think that when it gets to an excess, or something that becomes detrimental, that anything that is considered mundane can become a bad thing. If it helps you through the day, great. You know, if being with your animal or having your, I don't fucking know, if having your favorite anime toy on your desk is your thing that just keeps you in tune, focus, or happy, okay, cool. If it's not bothering or hurting other people, and definitely not hurting yourself, okay, great. Do that shit. Make that you. Just be mindful of when is this becoming something that I need more, and that's going beyond the means of which I can cope and handle it and do things with it. And I just hope that everyone has a means of being honest with themselves to really take that type of thing in account. Talk to someone, confide in someone that you feel like talking to them about something, like whatever it is that you're going through, whether it's stress or grief, and you're in mourning, and it's a returning, continual, lingering type thing. That you kind of put yourself in check sometimes and say, okay, is this now becoming something that's debilitating, or is this now becoming something more than what you assumed it to be? And just get help. There's nothing wrong in that. I think a lot of people, find still to this day some sort of shame to apply on just asking somebody a simple, hey, what do you think? Hey, I'm feeling this way. And if somebody asks you some shit like that, don't shame them in some way. Like, man, shut the fuck up, you're fine. No, honestly listen to that person. Take a moment to just listen to them, to honestly let them know if they're doing okay or not. A lot of times, that person is just really wanting somebody to listen to them. They're not needing you to come up with a solution. They're not needing you to say, okay, here's the plan. Just hear me out. And let them ask you, what do you think? Then that's when you chime the fuck in with all your super ideas. But don't put it in there. Don't try to inject it. And honestly, that's a big thing that I've had to work on. Like, people would talk to me about stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Okay, we'll do this, do that. Oh, yeah. And I was like, well, you just fucking listen to what I'm trying to tell you. And that's when you really have to think about it. Like, I need to listen to this. They're just wanting someone to listen. They're wanting to say something that they haven't really been able to work up the means to say. And they picked you to say it to. So just sit back and digest that of all the people that are out there that they interact with, or I mean, there's a Facebook post you could do and just shoot it out to the world. They chose not to do any of that and just talk to you. So just take some time, breathe, listen to this person. You might not be able to relate. You might not have ever had a situation, what they're going through, that you've gone through, and like, hey, yeah. And don't even if you have, don't do that shit. Don't be like, yeah, I know what you're going through. Fuck you. Don't do that. That's a big thing where it's like, yeah, I know what you're going through. You've already demeaned and belittled whatever they just told you. Better yet, I can't imagine what you're going through. I can only relate with something that I've gone through similarly, but how you personally are going through it, it's different than how I did. Even if the things that they're saying are similar, the path in which they're going through those things are going to be different than yours. So just be mindful of that. Just really be mindful of that. I think that what was the second part of it? I think that for me, I'm trying to remember the second part. I think that for me, the thing that has occurred that got me to do this and another thing segment. Yesterday, I had another person talk to me about how they wanted to blow their brains out. And yeah, that's some heavy shit. So that's why I put a little pause after saying that. And I'm the one that they're talking to about killing themselves. And I've had that happen in the past, and I've had to deal with that directly in the past. Recently, it's just been presented in ways where I honestly didn't know if I was going to hear from this person again. And regardless how I feel about that person, it's still a weight or some sort of responsibility that comes on me, because again, like I was saying earlier, of all the people that person could be talking to about this, they are now talking to me about it. And so I feel like I can't just brush it off and like, shut the fuck up, you'll be fine. Because this person is really on that edge right there, where they are now coming to a conclusion where, literally saying, no, I feel like that would be the better way for me to resolve things, to just go ahead and put a gun up to my head and be done with things. I can't convince someone how to enjoy life, how precious life is, how they should focus on the good things in life, even though they seem small in comparison to these giant bad things in life that they are being weighed down by. Because they're at a point now where all of that shit is irrelevant to them. And the conclusion that they've come to is blasting and ending things. More so when they put things in place to make it that it's what's the word I'm talking about? What's the word I'm looking for? It's okay. It's validated. This particular person, they were saying, I think this is God's way of telling me I need to just go ahead and do this. So now, not only am I dealing with suicide, but also he's getting confirmation from God. So you really have to be mindful of someone when talking to them, because you never know where their head is really at. Truly. Some people are pretty upfront and pretty transparent. Not everybody, though. They might be like 83% transparent. But there's this bit that they sleep with at night that really fucks with them. And they spend the rest of the day awake trying to keep that 17% from not letting them jump in front of a bus. So yeah, I remember now. When I say that mental health is new, I'm talking about people's focus on it is new. I'm not saying that issues that people have aren't new. I'm saying people giving a fuck is kind of new. Because a lot of times people were just putting people in bags, basically, and throwing them in mental institutions and saying, okay, we'll check on you every 3 weeks, something like that, and we'll do counseling and we'll do this. But then they like sitting down, really trying to figure out what it is. That's something that people are really, and I'm glad they're really trying to do it now. I think a lot of people hate mental health solely because they feel like it's something that is just popped up and it's something that people are just throwing out there as a blanket reason for things. But some people are trying to find out what the fuck is going on, and they don't know. So they know it's a mental issue, a mental block, a mental whatever. They know it's something going on in their head. They know it's something that's within the categorization of mental health. What is it by definition? That's what they're needing help with, and they're hoping to find out. So that's what I mean by it's new. It's really this thing where it's not just a psychiatrist or a psychologist, which a lot of people they just go see your psychiatrist. Okay, go see your shrink. Go talk to your therapist. It's now more where people are really getting a new focus on what is it all about that we're trying to address here, and that's great. To me, that's great. But there are going to be some people, me, I'm talking about myself in regards to that, are really having to be that first line of those that talk to and address people that are really going through it at that time. So all I can say is, if you find yourself in that situation, please give that person your ear. Listen. Fuck your point of views. Fuck your I've been down this road speeches. Just listen to this person. You might not even agree with what they're thinking about or ways they're going, things that are going on in their head. But if they're verbalizing to you what is going on in their head, at least let them talk, because I guarantee you they've been wanting to talk for some fucking time, and the effort it takes for them to finally verbalize whatever it is going on in their head, that's a big thing in itself. So don't immediately get the knee-jerk reaction out of them to shut it down by talking over them or let me tell you, okay, this is what you got to do. Just fucking listen. That person needs you, and the way they need you is for you to listen. Like I said, this was something that I had to work on a lot. So, and I'm not even sure that I do it well, but you got to put that effort in to making sure that you listen to people. All right. That's this little segment of and another thing. Be sure to check out our next podcast episode, and then also look for more of these little nuggets, little segments of commentary. And we hope you all are doing well. We hope you all are staying safe, being mindful of others, having a great time, but not being belligerent and overindulgent where you're going to be a portion of the news, and not in a good way. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all. Hey, those people, that 7% of you that's in France, what's up? Wait, no. I don't know. I was going to try and do some French. I'm going to fuck it up. Anyway, thanks for everybody that's listening. We love you. Looking forward to doing more content, and stay tuned. This is the dude from the Dinosaur and Dude. Hey everyone, this is the dude from the Dinosaur and the Dude podcast. And if you are in need of something to help you with getting your balance back, your balance throughout your body, not your handstand balance, but getting your balance in your body so you can feel better, uh, better with your sleep, handling that anxiety and that stress, uh, inflammation, clarity going on in the old noggin. Give Bobby Rapscallion a try. BobbyRapscallion.com. They have high potency premium CBD products. Get this, without the THC in it. I don't know about you, but some of us have to take random piss tests. And let me tell you, those things are black and white. You're either positive or negative. Nobody cares if you did the CBD with a little bit of THC in it that's still legal in your state. No, if it shows up you got THC in your system, that's going to be a difficult conversation going forward with you and your employer. You don't have to worry about this with Bobby Rapscallion. Their products are broad spectrum. That means there's no THC in it. You get all CBD and the benefits thereof. They even have, for those that are looking to get better sleep, they even have CBD oil with melatonin in it. I've used that myself, and let me tell you, get ready to sleep. Okay. So give it a try. BobbyRapscallion.com. They're a lifestyle brand that has a kick ass arrangement of gummies and oils that you will love. So, again, BobbyRapscallion.com. They are they're the sponsor for our podcast. They're great, and we don't have any problem promoting them because they're good. They're good. They're good people. They're good. They're a good brand, and they enjoy helping people just like we do. All right. Thanks.